Season. I'm running around looking for peace of mind. So come out and change me. You were always around to make me smile. Stuck on the water, I'm stuck on the water. I just need some space, my friend. It's not what you wanted, it's not what you wanted. But I just need a change again. Help me out before I die. Save me now before I give up. Help me out before I drown. I just need something said. I'm drifting around, watching the birds flapping. So come out and shake me. I'm caught in the waves, pulling me down. Stuck on the water, I'm stuck on the water. I just need some space, my friend. It's not what you wanted, it's not what you wanted. But I just need a change again. Help me out before I die. Save me now before I give up. Help me out before I drown. 'Cause I just need some space. I'm stuck on the water, I'm stuck on the water. I just need some space, my friend. It's not what you wanted, it's not what you wanted. But I just need a change again. Help me out before I die. Save me now before I give up. Help me out before I drown. 'Cause I just need some space.
How's it? So, I may or may not have gotten a bit caught up in life, and is the next day in the evening. So, yeah, yesterday evening we did back and biceps, which was very nice, very good. enjoyable workout, to say the least. You can never complain with back. It's just my favorite movement. What can you say? It's heavy, it's easy to do. You can push yourself so easily because it's such a big muscle, and you gotta love it. And then biceps, I purposefully pushed myself more than usual because I'm fully aware that my biceps are underdeveloped compared to the rest of my body, and I need everything to kind of level out a bit. At least that's my goal. Otherwise, it was my last workout with my friend who was here in town, which was cool. It was nice, really nice working out with him a couple times, because you forget how useful it is to have a gym partner who's strong, and of like a similar level, because it really pushes you. Not only motivates you because, you know, you're watching them lifting weight, but also because they can spot you, and you can go past failure with spotting, which is really nice. Not so much with back, but in the other workouts, which was great. So in today's little bit of thinking, I have been reading, well, the topic is logic is indispensable. So when you think about that at surface value, you're kind of like, okay, logic is indispensable. What does that really mean? And I had the exact same thought. And the way they kind of go into it and describe it is that with every thought, your first way of coming to a conclusion should be through logic and reason. And with that in mind, you should analyze everything with logic and reason, right? But that being said, it kind of puts you in a loop, because then you would have to analyze that logic and reason with what? What would you analyze logic and reason with? Logic and reason, you know? And then in doing so, it loops more, because then logic and reason would technically be the correct logic and reason and the first logic and reason. Ignore that, it doesn't really make sense, but you kind of get my gist. It's like a never-ending loop. But then they go on to state how that your strongest power, and is what's said so many times and repetitively, but I think it is good to just emphasize it, is your free will choice, your power to choose and use your brain, and question things, really. Because why are you just gonna go through life saying yes to things when you don't actually understand it? And there's a quote which I do not know, but I will roughly say what it was. It's the way to education is through understanding every term. So that essentially means everything you say, everything you think, question that, understand what you're actually saying, because more often than not, you might just be yapping. And I've been known to do that, and I've found myself doing that before, and kind of ended up being like, okay, well, what was I really talking about? And I think that's important in gym, because a lot of people just follow the lead of whomever they may be watching, and they don't really question it and understand it themselves. And I was a culprit of that early on in my gym days, and I still am. More often than not, I'll kind of just be like, okay, well, if they're doing it, it must be right. But do your own thinking, you know? Like, actually go out, seek information rather than seek information from others. Because more often than not, people have biased views based on their experiences and what's happened with them. And I find this incredibly valid for dieting, especially. a lot of people seem to have different opinions and views on what's the best way to gain weight, lose weight, etc. But what I would always recommend, bear in mind I'm no master, so again, with that, what I've been saying earlier, use your own mind when you listen to what I'm saying, is go do your own research, figure out what is actually, like, what actually is nutrition, what actually is protein, what do you actually need to create protein synthesis, I believe that's the term, and what actually grows your muscles. If you want to elevate hormones, like everyone wants higher test, what actually creates testosterone production in your body, right? And then go about and find and figure out your way through those things. And the reason people often, well, I know for me at least, the reason I would just take things for face value, what other people are saying, is because you're lazy. And if you want things to be done properly, you're gonna have to work for it and figure it out properly. So if you want, so go work, go do it. Don't just take things. Try understanding what each thing is. Understand what you're doing. And at the end of the day, you're going to you're gonna make your life a lot easier, and you're gonna see results a lot quicker because you're doing things correctly instead of taking things at face value. Yeah, well, I hope that's been a little bit of food for thought. I believe I finished the drawing in this video as well, so I hope that's cool and people enjoyed watching that. I will most likely go on to another drawing soon, well, in the next video. But if people have suggestions on what else they would like in the background, I'm always happy to hear suggestions. I'm sure I'll change it up and out every now and then, depending on what my interest is at the time, but I think art's here to stay for a while. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.